Hello and welcome back to Grandia with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So we are going to go through the western bit of the Misty Forest in order to catch up to Rem and seemingly Luc Village, which we will sort of visit, but only the beginning of, at the beginning of this thing. I'm sorry to say beginning. And you'll note that our old friends, the BAJA Ents, are back. Oh yes, and they are very much annoying. Justy's just learned Burn Flame, and I might as well show off Puffy Fire, the other ability that Puffy has learned, on Sue and Puffy, should I say. I want to leave Sue out of this, so far in this game. So yeah, Puffy Fire is, well, she squeezes Puffy and she shoots out a flame, basically. Kind of a one-attack thing. It is very powerful, though. Very good against, well, the Ents, definitely. So yeah. However, there are also variations on the BAJA Ents. Yes, because there are more BAJA enemies in here. And yes, I will not stop saying BAJA or something. But yes, there are also some enemies that are weak against wind. We'll get to them in a moment. For now, let's see what this is. Baobab fruit, which I'm not going to use at all. Okay. These are the other variations on the Ents, the Mist Guards, who have slightly stronger attacks, but unlike the Ents, are not weak against, well, they're not invincible, I mean, just other attacks other than fire and axes and whatnot. But they're still weak against fire, absolutely. So, yeah, very annoying though. I'm having to go through all of this again with the Ents, but whatever. Baja indeed. Don't look very short. Hell, dare I even say it's, Sue is shorter than you guys, seriously. But never mind, let's continue if we will. Certainly. And whatnot.
Alright, we won!
Well, that being said, let's go on. I'm just repeating myself, which is never a good thing in my Let's Plays. You saw an enemy there that looked like some sort of, I don't know what to describe it as, but it looks like a cloud or something. Those are the enemies that are weak against wind, so a good space if you want to level up your Howl spell, if you know what I mean. Because, yeah, it is a good place to do so. You can still see the military train right there. It is forever stuck in place now, forever to rust among the Misty Forest. Only the water around here isn't going to be good for it, but whatever. That's on the Garlisle forces for capturing us and Rem. Seriously. But that being said, yeah, the Misty Forest as a dungeon is very, very much like a maze. You don't know where you're going. Much like that earlier visit we had when going up to the Dome Ruins. Here are the enemies that are weak against thing. In fact, they're pretty weak themselves, although they do appear in large numbers through the Grim Haze. So, yeah, very annoying, but what can you do? Not much, so let's carry on. Indeed, and get rid of them. Absolutely. Stop hurting me, mate. And how? Again, they do actually get one off a bit later, but whatever.
Alright, we won!
Not much I can say, really. No way. So that being said, I will not say. Let's leave here and never forget it. Well, I say that there'll be a lot more of these enemies coming along, but whatever. You get the idea, don't you? Yeah. More of these guys. As I say, I'll leave this in because this is where Fina actually does use a Howl spell, and oh boy, is Howl really OP against these enemies. Seriously. Let's show you, because after an wind blow them away, that will indeed blow them away, literally. Well, almost. Two of them remain. Yeah, you use Howl Slash. This, the I think the second most powerful wind spell in the game besides Halnado, but I'm not going to mention Halnado because once I get it anyway, because I was getting ahead of ourselves, that will completely nuke them, seriously. Another enemy there. Again, we've seen them, so we'll just do that. I'll equip the hatchet on thing just to deal with the, just to level up Justin's axe a bit quicker, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and with that said, we get another enemy, the Birdrake, alongside the Grimhaze. So yeah, it again is quite weak at this stage. Certainly if you've been level grinding, which I have, seriously, it only has 80 HP, so that will easily take it down. Hell, an 8-year-old with a fucking dart is doing more damage to these guys than a howl spell, but yeah. I don't know if the Birdrakes can actually confuse you like their counterparts in the Wrangle Mountains, but I don't know. Weak Weed, we'll still take it. Probably won't use it for healing or whatever purpose. And we're back at the same point. I wasn't kidding about this place being a maze! Oh no! And so that being said, yeah, the Misty Forest is easily one of my least favorite areas in the game. The only thing I do like about it is the rather relaxing music, which, believe it or not, on the Grandia soundtrack is actually the intro to the Luc Village theme. Seriously, you'll hear a bit of the Luc Village theme soon, I think. Certainly by the way I'm going and editing out battles, I'd say, yeah, we'll be to Luc Village very soon. So, money, always funny in a rich man's world. And, there we go, Birdrake there. Again, this is where the Grimhaze actually get off the spell. Move block, oh boy, yeah. Basically the equivalence of, well, we're going with move block, silence actually, not blindness, because blindness in the Final Fantasy games means that some of your attacks may miss. Silence, in regards to magic, actually means that you are unable to use any magic spells, so it's more like silence than blindness, really, in as akin to the Final Fantasy games, is that status ailment. You may well see it when I get to the... Well, I don't know if I can call it a dungeon. Mini-dungeon! Mini-dungeon, that's what I'll go with. Yeah. Well, that being said, let's go on. More healing, yada yada yada. You get the idea though. And with that, we can go through here and get to a dead end, absolutely. Then make our way around and out of here and run into an Ents. BAJA! BAJA! Not the BAJA. Seriously. And that being said, we're already at Luc Village Gate. So yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, we'll actually see the village chief